on this 10th week of the semester already. Flying by. Let's begin with a heart full of gratitude for whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind. Sit tall. It might help if you sit on a cushion. If you don't have one, I encourage you to invest in one. Mine has buckwheat or something in it, and it's real malleable. Long, tall spine. Close your eyes or keep them open and just breathe. Breathe intentionally with awareness, with purpose. Inhaling, letting your belly expand, letting your diaphragm contract and your lungs expand in all directions, not just up into your chest, but all directions. And then slowly release. In and out through your nose. And let's start with our head to one side and gently roll it forward and then to the other side. So take your time, listen to your body. I'm listening to all the crunching in my neck. Back up through center, and let's turn and to the other side. Turn again, hold it here, and now chin comes down. Shoulders down, heart stays lifted. Back up through center to the other side. And down. All right, come up, stretch tall. Exhale, rotate as you bring your hands down. Keep sitting tall. And now I'm looking over my shoulder where I want my torso to turn, and then I'm going to turn my head again, back and forth on your own. Finding movement. We'll go one more time. And then release. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Double check you're tall, in that you're stacked head over heart over hips. And turn your head. And back. And hold it here. And then release. Good. Scoop one arm up, stretch tall, elongate, reach, 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 and then exhale over. And I'm going to look up and down, up and down. And bring it back. Same thing, other side, stretch. So elongate, extending spine, pressing into whatever you're sitting on, and then opening up to the side. And looking up and down. back up. Beautiful. Take your hands back together. If you had a hand towel, I thought I'll put one out, but I don't know where it went. Sometimes that can be used. In fact, I'm going to use a sock. Sometimes if your shoulders don't want you to reach your hands together, or for whatever reason, then holding on to a little washcloth or hand towel or strap is helpful. So now I'm going to dip one shoulder, the other shoulder will come forward, and then I'm going to come into sort of a figure 8. So I'm aware of how I'm feeling in my torso. Got dark now the other direction. Good. All right. Let's turn on to our hands and knees, quadruped. And as you begin that, I'm going to finish checking roll. So begin your breathing, please. And Jennifer, you added yourself. Good job. Remember, full extension and full flexion as much as is comfortable for you. All right, I'm going to go kind of on the diagonal. So we're going to bring the right leg out and the left arm, drawing the navel in. So you're actively pulling up through the belly. Try not to let the shoulders creep up to the ears. Long neck. And release, other side. Be real aware of your back, your abdomen, how it feels. Breathe. So think navel to the spine, and that's going to support, it's going to engage the abdominals, which is going to support the low back. All right, so leg extends, opposite arm, opposite leg, and they'll come in together, around, and extend, and back down. Same thing, other side. Extend, find your balance, pull it in, extend, release. Now, right leg, left arm, they extend, and then they're going to go out to the side as best you can. Back in. Now bring them into round. Extend and down. Same thing, other side. Find extension, lateral movement to the side. Bring it back in. Round together, elbow and knee, extend out and in. Great. Okay, so now we're going to take the right leg and extend it out to the right. Okay, so I'm just going to shift my hips back and forward. So you adjust your placement of your foot out. Ideally, you start with it maybe just a little bit below your hips or level with your hips in a lateral movement. All right, now come back to our quadruped. Remember, putting something under your knees is optimal. Okay, so now we're going to open up as if we were doing thread the needle, And we're going to come underneath. Again, we'll do this 3 times. This is 2. This is 3. And hold. If your head reaches, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Just breathe. And release. Good. Same thing, other side. You find your leg extended out. I'm going to face you this time. And so we shift back, shift back, and come forward. Shift back and back to neutral. Back. So pressing with your hands down, warming up your wrists. All right, here we go. So open up with the same side, arms stretch up, look up, exhale, take it under. Open up, sweep up, exhale, under for 2. This is 3. And now let's hold it just for a moment. Breathing. You may or may not connect with the floor. Release it and bring the knee back in. Okay, we're going to walk our hands out, side view, and find our kneeling plank. Kneeling plank, belly in, and we're going to do toe touch taps. So I'm going to touch my opposite shoulder the best I can. Breathe. So I'm trying not to let my chin drop. So I'm looking down with my eyes. It's probably right at my fingertips. Good. Now elbows come straight back and I come down. Open up into my cobra. Exhale down. Reach back with my hands. Open up into half locust. Reach down. Push up into my supported cobra. Reach down. Back with the hands. And release. Okay. I'm going to put my hands and make a little pillow for my forehead. My hands are in front. Now, widen your knees a little bit wider than your hips. And we're going to let our feet go side to side in a windshield wiper action. Breathe. All right, extend the legs. We're going to push back up. Belly in, try to come up as a unit. Working through the arms, supporting the back. Knees go wide and shift back to child's pose. Hips gently back. Walk the fingertips out. Press down with your hands, but be gentle with your shoulders. Perhaps you want to take your shoulders in a neutral position, but take your ribs a little bit right, a little bit left. Almost as if they were swinging one way and then the other. Noticing how that feels on your shoulders, your knees, your hips. All right, let's shift up. Gently make our way to our seated posture. I'm just going to turn around. Wide stance. Once again, windshield wiper. those knees. The more action we get through our hips, the more movement is a better way to say it, then the better our back is going to feel as we begin our day. All right, so let's make our way down. If you want support, hold on to your hamstrings and come down slowly with caution. All right, big good morning stretch. Reach. Good. And we'll bend the knees. And I'm going to bring both knees in to hug tight, upper body up. And now extend the right leg. I'm going to flex, or I can point, just do one or the other with awareness. And we're going to try to keep our head up. If we need to rest it each time and then bring it up, that's fine. Breathe. Remember, if this is uncomfortable on your knee, to hold underneath. Four, three, lower back is down, two. All right, and bring the knees in. The closer you can get your knees in towards your chest, the more it's going to stretch your low back. So be aware of what you're doing here. Arms out in a T. And we're going to slowly take the knees over to the right. And now to the left. Keeping both shoulders connected to the ground. Go with awareness. Now go a little bit faster. Not as fast as you can, but a little bit faster for one back and forth. Now go as slow as you can, keeping your knees together as closer together. So you're doing it with awareness. You have to brace yourself a little bit against the ground. It takes much more control to go slowly. Okay, feet find the ground close to the hips. I'm in neutral right now, so most of us could probably get a little bit of our hand underneath our low back space. And now I'm going to press my lower back into the ground so I cannot find space behind my low back. It's called a posterior pelvic tilt. Draw the navel in and release. Again, posterior pelvic tilt, release. Now, as we do this, you can do this without contracting your glutes, your buttocks muscles, but let's do it with contraction. So contracting the glutes, pressing low back down, release. Contract the glutes, press the low back down, release. Contract and press, release. Contract and press, release. Two more. Contract and press, release. Contract and press, release. Beautiful. Hands come down, palms down by the hips. If you can, draw your shoulder blades closer together. Press through your feet, your upper arms, your shoulders. Do not turn and look at the camera or the computer. Press up with your hips. Keep your big toes pressed to the ground. Maybe clasp your hands underneath your hips and pull them towards your feet. All the while you're breathing So we're pushing our hips to the sky, making this plane from our head to our knees longer. Not turning our head, breathing. In and out through the nose. If your hands are together, release them and slowly, just like with a chain of pearls, let one pearl down at a time. Slowly release your back to the ground. Both knees come in, head comes up. So contracting the back, and now we're stretching the length of the back. And release. So we're going to do it again. And I'm going to invite those of you who want to just come up into bridge and then go back down to do that. And those of you who are comfortable with bridge, we're going to extend our leg up, flex the foot, replace it down. This is optional. If this is not comfortable for you or your back, then stay in bridge or go up and down, back and forth slowly, carefully with your breath. As you lift one leg, if you're doing this, keep pressing with that opposite foot to keep the hips up. We'll do one more each side. Foot comes down slowly with awareness as you exhale, upper, middle, lower, back down. Knees come in, and this time we're going to do happy baby. So my knees are going to the outside of my ribs, sort of like on the outside of my armpits. And now I'm going to open up the angle behind my knee, lift up with my upper body, hold on to my ankle, or if I can, the outside of the ball of the foot. My hands come on the inside of my lower legs and I pull. Doesn't matter where you put your hands, but you just want to pull down, and this action opens through the groin, inner thigh, but mostly the low back. And if you want to rock a little, that's great. Breathe. And we'll gently release. All right, so hands come back. And we're going to press through our feet, press through our low back, and we're going to lift up with the right shoulder and right, and I'm going to keep my elbow back and rotate to the side, bring it down. Opposite elbow and shoulder, stay down and rotate. Lower back down, lots of action pressing into the floor. Supporting, not pulling on the neck. So we're adding a rotation to our slow and controlled sit up or crunch. So I'm not pulling forward with that elbow. I'm trying to keep it just barely in my peripheral vision. So I'm lifting up with my torso, causing my abdominals to work. Let's do one more each side. And release it down. Oops. Hands come out to the side, and now turn your head side to side. Head back to the middle, knees side to side. Now settle your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Try to make your knees heavy. Deep, complete breath. Trying to get that inside knee, maybe even pressing it closer to the ground. Head back to center. All right, let the knees drop. And if you feel like your inside knee is right on top of the outside knee, then just separate your feet a little more. And last thing, turn your head in the opposite direction. Keep breathing. Notice when you take that deep breath, what you feel, where you feel it, and then as you exhale, try to just sink into it just a bit deeper. All right, head back to center, opposite arm over, helping yourself up. If you like to sit on a cushion, maybe grab it. And we'll finish in butterfly. We'll start with your heels in close. Inhale tall, exhale forward. As we exhale, we're going to try to avoid rounding. And come back up. Maybe move about 8 inches farther away from your hips with your heels. Lift up tall. Exhale. Keep the extension, so don't look down, look forward. Keep the extension. Bring it up. And we can cross. And let's rotate. Shoulders down, heart lifted. And then the other way. And back to your center. Thank you for joining me on this crisp Tuesday. Enjoy your day. Namaste.